We are two sisters.
And we have two very different camping styles.
So for those of you that follow my channel, Sight to See, I would like to introduce you to my sister who has another channel, Snale Racing, which has a totally different background and concept for her videos. So this is my sister, Jessica.
Hey y'all. Recently on the channel that Nob and I have together, we've been traveling across the country from Oregon to Louisiana, and we've been camping the whole time. But my sister Ellen is an RVer.
I will say that she is a tent camper because she's been out west for far too long. We live in Louisiana, so tent camping in Louisiana heat come mid-July is not so wonderful.
That is a valid point. I wouldn't mind having some air conditioning right now, and it's March.
Yeah. So we just wanted to kind of share both of our experiences with camping and why we think our style is better than the other style, or why we prefer that style over the other style.
Tell me, why is your RV so much better than my tent?
Because it has 2 bathrooms. That's a pretty valid point.
It is a valid point. Although we do have our own toilet. Our own, well,
tent.
Yes, it's a toilet. It's a toilet.
It's different. It's different.
It's different.
So we grew up together, and that's about the only thing we have in common. We live very different lifestyles, and we appreciate very different things. We love our camper, and we love camping this way. We are not opposed to tent camping. We did tent camp when we went out west a few years ago, and that was wonderful. The weather out there was wonderful and perfect for it. But we live in Louisiana, so tent camping here, you may have 3 or 4 days of the year when you're like, oh, it's nice weather, let's go camping. Other than that, it's kind of miserable. So we love the space in our camper. We love, you know, the things, the amenities that we have, and we're just a little more bougie than you, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, you keep talking about the weather. You're kind of making me rethink my whole strategy here. Maybe I should be an RV. Okay, yes, having 2 bathrooms is a very valid point, but what else you got?
We have a separate bedroom from our children. We have a full refrigerator.
I have a full refrigerator.
I have a shower that has a rain head and massaging jets.
You were not roughing it at all.
No, we're not. I mean, sometimes we do rough it. Sometimes we go to campgrounds that don't have full hookups. And so we can't fully use everything all the time like we want to.
You have televisions?
Yes. We do. It's just a different type of camping.
I mean, is it really camping though?
It's glamping. I don't know. I don't really like that term.
Yeah. When I think of glamping, I think of like big luxurious like tents that are stable. And...
Okay. Well, we enjoy the camper lifestyle.
Okay, so this is my question for you, right? Because the reason I go camping in a tent and I have very minimalist gear, as you will see shortly, is because I want to get away from the hustle and bustle of my real life. I feel like you're bringing your entire life with you, so what are you actually getting away from?
Okay, so there are different styles of campgrounds. There are resort style campgrounds and state park style campgrounds. We tend to stick to the state park style campgrounds, so it's not as busy. It's not a big parking lot where some are. And we have done those, and we do those sometimes when we go for basketball tournaments, and they're good for what we need them for that weekend. We go to state parks, and typically when we go camping, we have a whole camping crew, and the kids go play all day. We won't see them for hours sometimes, and we just sit and hang out with our friends. And then we go into our camper and sleep at night in our air-conditioned king mattress. So while we do have the luxuries that we like, we don't necessarily sit in our camper all day and watch TV. Some people do, we do not.
Okay, that's valid. Which had me at 2 bathrooms.
And a full-size fridge.
And a full-size fridge.
With a wine chiller, which we do not use, and it's the dumbest design ever. So, downfall of this camper, burn it all, is somebody decided a wine chiller in a toy hauler was a smart idea. So, it does have its downfalls.
Okay. How big is this RV?
Okay, so ours is extremely big. It's 45 feet long. This is our third camper. So we started very small, and then we got a second one, and our kids kind of outgrew that one, and we have 3 kids now, and they're all giants. So we went with a 45-foot toy hauler, because in the toy hauler part, there are 2 full queen beds and a bunk, and their own bathroom, and so all of our kids, all of our kayaks, all of our bikes can fit in the back. So as a family of 5, currently family of 6, because we're also foster parents, this very large camper works very well for our family. We have said that once the kids are gone, we will probably downsize. Not to a tent, but to something a little more manageable that I would drive or pull. I do not pull this thing.
Yeah, it's got to be tough getting it in and out. It's got to limit the places that you can go to.
Yes, some state parks don't have sites big enough, but we always Google map it and check it, and if my husband thinks he can get it in, we're gonna get it in. And he has gotten us into and out of some pretty tight spaces, but we do what we can for the good views. And I have a video about that, because we thought we were gonna be stuck in a campground one time, but he got us out just fine.
So I imagine it probably cost a bit more to operate an RV this big.
Yes, it does, but we, you know, before we got this one, we were on the fence of whether we wanted to put any more into actually camping, because our other camper was paid off and, you know, all of that good stuff. And we just, for our family, this style of camping works. And we just decided we still have another 5 or 6 years with our kids at home. And so our other camper would not have made it that amount of time with their size and all of that. And so we just decided we're going to invest in it, because it provides great family opportunities for us and family time for us. You know, our son plays travel basketball, and he has a lot of tournaments out of state, and some of the places we go, people will spend on one night in a hotel what we spend for the entire stay in our camper. You know, when we pull our camper plus, it gives us the ability to go back to the camper and make lunches during the tournaments. My son can come back and relax, and we can wash his uniform and stuff like that. So
wait, do you have a washer and dryer in there?
Our friends do.
Okay.
They're even more bougie than us, but it has hookups for it. We just didn't buy one, because there's usually a laundromat, because when we go to those tournaments, that's when we stay in the parking lot style RV resorts, because that's usually what's in those towns, and they usually have very nice laundromat facilities. So it saves us money on those weekends, which, you know, you would think with pulling it and everything you wouldn't, but we don't have to go out to eat after the tournaments and things like that. So and sometimes we can fish in between games, or, you know, ride bikes and things like that. So it does cost more, but it works for our family, and it has provided us with a lot of fun family vacations and Thanksgivings, camping with friends, and going to the beach every summer. And so it fits our family.
I think that's probably the main reason that I don't do it, is because I don't have kids, so I don't need all of this room. Well, I think you've made a lot of valid points about why you have an RV and why it fits your lifestyle. Now let's go check out my tent so I can show you why it's even more awesome.
Sounds good. So Jessica, what is your favorite thing about your style of camping?
You know, I have to tell you, the truth is, when we first talked about doing this, what is better about tent camping versus RV camping, Nav and I agreed that the main reason we prefer this style of camping is because we hate people. For real though, the whole point of camping is to get out in nature and get away from people, and you just don't get that when you're camped in a park right next to everybody else. But you did tell me that a lot of the camping you do is in state parks, and since we have also done some camping in state parks, I can see that You aren't actually camped right next to a whole bunch of other people. You're camped next to your friends and you're hanging out outside and you're doing the exact same things in the park that we're doing in the park.
So maybe we're not so different after all.
I wouldn't go that far. I have been living on the West Coast for a long time, and I think that does have some influence over the way we camp, because we're very minimalist in what we bring with us, and we're very conscious of everything that we use. A lot of the things that we have are multi-purpose. We buy, for example, these chairs. We buy good quality chairs rather than a cheap camp chair that we're going to have to constantly replace. We buy a good quality chair that will last us a long time. Something else that's a little bit different that isn't exactly camping, but we do have our own refrigerator. I know you have a full-size refrigerator. Our ARB refrigerator is pretty big though, and it fits everything we need. But when I go into the grocery stores, I bring my own reusable grocery bags. And I have yet to see anyone in the South do that, ever, anywhere. It's plastic, plastic, plastic. And so I think that's another thing that I have against RV camping is it's just representative of the excessive consumption that goes on in America these days. And I am not a consumer. You made some very good points about why an RV is good for your family, and you are doing it to you bought that RV to keep for a long time. It's not like you're using them like plastic bags. But still, a 45-foot camper, we're traveling in a 1989 4Runner in a tent.
Once again, two sisters, two totally different brains and ways of camping.
The point that her RV has 2 bathrooms. We also have a bathroom that fits in a backpack, and we use WAG bags because, it's biodegradable. It's a way to pack your waste out, and it works. And you don't have to pull up to a pump station anywhere. You just throw it in the trash. But I don't have a rain shower head with a massager built in. In fact, I don't have a shower at all. So there is that.
She actually used the shower in my house this morning because she is camped in my backyard. So I kind of have the best of both worlds, I guess. I have the campground and the house and the camper. I don't know. Maybe I should pull the camper back here.
You really, I was thinking about that. You and all your friends could just make a big circle around this spot
If we
with
had
your
full
RVs.
hookup, we would.
Oh. She's going to install full hookup back here.
Yes, maybe.
So yeah, you sleep in a king-size air-conditioned bed, and I sleep on an air mattress on the ground. It has been a little hot here. I see your point that I've been a tent camper on the West Coast where the temperatures are much more comfortable. I really don't think I would enjoy camping in Louisiana in August. So there is that. Yeah, temperature control is an important feature.
But you guys can just pack up and go.
Yes, that's true. And that's the whole point of this trip, is because we're going to be chasing comfortable weather. We're not going to go back to the snow or back to the heat.
Yeah, I do like that. When we tent camped out west on our road trip a few years ago, it was nice to be able to just quickly change our plans and stop somewhere if we wanted to, or keep going if we wanted to, or just find a spot in a national park to just pull over and hang out and whatever, and we don't get that with the big campers. So that is a plus of the way that you guys camp.
It definitely is. And part of the reason we worked on making our gear so minimal is so that if we decide to go wheeling today, our whole camp can just be loaded up in the truck and we can be gone and take it with us. We don't have to worry about leaving our campsite unguarded, because there are some crazy people out there. Everything fits in with us and we can go wheeling with it, and that is a plus. For example, on our trip here, the weather was terrible, so we just kept driving.
I will say, I noticed y'all's cool canopy, and I do know that you have a video on your page that shows the canopy it stays attached, right? It doesn't come off, and you just open it up very quickly, right?
Yeah, it's the Bush 270 XT awning. It wraps around 2 full sides of the truck, and it stays up there, and it unfolds in like 15 seconds.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I have LED twinkle lights strung all on the inside of it, and they stay in there too when it folds up, and they come right out. Yeah, we used to bring a whole extra screen room with us so that we would have a shaded place to hang out during the day. And once we got this canopy, we got rid of the tent screen because, I mean, it extends a full 8 feet out from the truck on all sides. So we have plenty of room to sit we have plenty of room to sit in the shade, and my whole kitchen is under there, so I can camp in the shade.
That is really cool. I can also let our awnings out with the app on my phone for our camper. So if I'm sitting outside and it's getting a little sunny, I don't even have to get up. I can just press a button.
Yeah, mine's manual. And you know, we didn't talk about this. You can't see it, it's off screen. But we also have a full solar panel setup that we bring with us. We have a battery pack, and the solar panels charge up the truck and the battery pack so we can charge all of our devices and keep our refrigerator running, because we do have a refrigerator. So, and the solar panels all fold up and pack up nice and neat. There's a video about that on our channel too. There's probably a video about every piece of equipment on this truck.
Yeah, so you should definitely go check out Snale Racing. We'll tag it. And I think even though we're so different and we have different styles of camping, the ultimate goal is to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather and get away from people as much as you can and just relax and have that quality time that we're all searching after. So
it's true. Whether you camp in a tent or an RV, ultimately we're ending up in the same places. Yeah. Make sure you go check out my sister's channel, Sight to See.
And make sure you check out my sister's channel, Snale Racing.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.